Welcome to Rosarito in English, a news and information program for English speakers in Rosarito. I'm Robert Yourell. We're here Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 o'clock. Today we have news about drug tests for city employees, demands by local businesses to put a stop to hawkers and drug sales in Puerto Nuevo, what it means when they say the mayor is closer to you, and more. Let's start with our mayor and his weekly events. Every Tuesday morning, Mayor Javier Aguirre Robles holds an event known as the Mayor Closer to You. It's held at the central courtyard of the City Hall. Mayor Robles provides assistance in areas such as food, housing improvements, and employment. Most recently, we saw him give 2 strollers to a poor family, as they had requested earlier. The mayor said he was happy because solving community problems through this program connects citizens with their civil servants. People line up in the early hours for these events. The directors and staff of various departments, including DIF, are on hand to provide assistance as well. There have been as many as 250 attendees. All residents, not just citizens, can come to these events for help with their issues. In Puerto Nuevo, there's hope for residents and tourists that want to enjoy the scenery unmolested. Luis Moreno was just elected president of the Union of Restaurateurs in Puerto Nuevo. The new leader mentioned the problem of hawkers known as jaladores in Puerto Nuevo and drug sales that inhibit tourism in the area. He added that there was not much of a rebound to tourism in Puerto Nuevo this season compared to last year. He said that he will be calling on the government to take strong actions in dealing with the jaladores to restore the area's image for the sake of tourism. When police drive through the area, the hawkers disappear until it's safe to go back to work. If you've been to Puerto Nuevo, you know it's impossible to stroll through the area and have a conversation because the jaladores are so intrusive. Whatever the solution, it will have to be more creative than an occasional police patrol. Many of you have been to Puerto Nuevo. I can tell you from personal experience, the hawkers are really a distraction when you're trying to walk along and they intrude into your conversation. And they have this way of flagging down the cars that almost make it look like there's some kind of an accident. They make you just want to stop. So it's pretty irritating. I'm hoping that they'll be able to resolve the problem. Progress on the public health front. Last week in Rosarito, the director of Baja California's Department of the National Insurance System, known as Seguro Popular, publicized the fact that the state has more than 1 million citizens with this insurance. He visited the rehabilitation center CREAD, located in Rosarito Canyon, where he assisted people recovering from addiction in securing these insurance policies. The government has been pursuing various initiatives over the years in order to fulfill the promise of national health care in the Constitution. Many of our American viewers with residential visas may not be aware that this right in the Constitution applies to them, including health insurance through a related program, Seguro Social. And now something about what can happen when people get careless with fire. More than 22 acres were consumed by a fire in Colonia Villa San Pedro. It took 17 members of the fire department to fight flames that threatened the town itself. According to Captain Hector Castellan, neighbors reported that the fire was caused by people who were burning unauthorized fires in the area. Unfortunately, sometimes folks are just too relaxed about burning trash. From time to time, the authorities have to stop them and explain the safety requirements. At a meeting of the Business Coordinating Council, Congressman Oscar Arce Paniagua presented the projects that he's working on in Congress. Representatives from the business community expressed their concerns at the meeting and advocated for projects that they want to work on jointly with the government and see included in the 2012 federal budget. The Congressman's work on this project is to get funds for infrastructure and also to help with tourism, funds earmarked so that they won't be used for any other purpose in the government. Now, let's turn to announcements, and we'll be back with more Rosarito in English news and information for you.
Hi, my name is Cindy Pacina, and I've been living in Baja California for 5 years now. And I really enjoy living here because it gives me the opportunity to help children that need school supplies and food and their their resources are very low, and I'm able to bring groups from the United States to help us. We have a nice home a mile from the beach. I've never had anybody break in my home. I never had any problems. We go to a bilingual Christian church, and there's many, many Americans that go to that church, and it's a real family and a real community down here. And people that come and see our life, they say, wow, you have so many friends and so much love, and that the neighborhoods they live in, nobody talks to anybody, and they just go home and shut the door. So we really enjoy it. We have this beautiful park that I've watched Conchita develop, and I really have never had any problems here in Rosarito, and I don't know anybody else that has either. The police are around quite a bit, and the military, and they're guarding the neighborhood. So I'm not saying there is not crime here, because of course there is crime in the United States too, but I think people that use their head and they don't have problems, and I don't know anybody in here that left because of the news that things were bad. When the news came, it kept people from coming and helping people that need help, but none of the people that lived here left. So we're all happy here, and the people that come down are really surprised. They're like, wow, it's nothing like the news told us. So I would definitely invite other people in the world, and in Rosarito especially, they have a lot of tourist police and people to help them, and it's a lot cheaper than it is in California, with the same beaches and better food.
Welcome back to Rosarito in English. We have more information for you, including improvements to social services continuing to take place in Rosarito. Just last month, the agency known as Istakali opened a new public health clinic here. Now the social service system known as DIF, or the System for the Integral Development of the Family, in coordination with the City Council, met with members of the Youth Integration Center to determine how to install a Youth Integration Center in Rosarito. George Reyes-Crothwaite, Director of Municipal DIF, commented that the objective of this project is to help prevent addiction and other risk factors in the city's youth. Sergio Sotelo Felix, City Councilman and Chairman of the Committee on the Family, reported that the participants have initiated dialogue with citizens that wish to join the Board of Trustees of Rosarito's Center for Youth Integration. These centers comprise a system that collects and analyzes information on problems facing youth and provides treatment and rehabilitation services. Services range from prevention to hospitalization, and problems covered range from smoking prevention to treatment of severe mental illnesses.